We are going to be taking a look at this trading system called POW and how to actually take trades with it. Now the first thing you want to do is look at this box down here. When it is green, it is ready, and when it is red, it is not ready. Now what this means is after it turns green and some time passes, which can be quite soon afterwards, you will start to get arrows like these to appear. Now the next step is to look at the candle this arrow matches up with, which is this one up here. Now in real time this will be a lot easier to see which one it matches up with. Now since we have that green arrow, we're going to be looking at taking this long. So we're going to look at the high of this candle that it appeared on, and we're going to go 3 ticks above there, which is somewhere around here, and we're going to go long when it reaches this point. Now we look over here, and we've got up to that level we set back here, which means we would be entering into our long now. Then after you're in your long, you would set your stop. We look to put this stop around $150 to $300 below, and below since it's a long trade, and this value isn't exact. It can vary based on your own account size. Then looking forwards, we have our red arrow down here. So now we look at the candle it matches up, which is this one right here. So we're going to look at the bottom of this for our entry and go 3 ticks below, which is somewhere around here. And since we're already in a long, when it gets to this point, you can just reverse and go short. Now, if you look forwards, we've got some more red arrows coming in, and you see we've started to get this area forming and creating a base. Now, when you see something like this, we wouldn't just adjust because we got a new arrow, but when you see a base like this forming, then you would want to move your entry down to make sure you're entering below this base. However, we did not get below this point, so we didn't enter a short and are still continuing on in our long. Then you come along, see more green arrows down here, and since they're in the same direction as we're already in, we can just ignore these. Next, we've got a red arrow showing up, which would be here, and you do your same look at the bottom, go 3 ticks below, and as you can see, we never would have got below that point, so we continued on long. And again, a green arrow that you would ignore. Now there's a point here I want to show with this red arrow. This red arrow would have came in here. However, if you look back here, you've got this level sitting right here. So you want to make sure that your entry is getting in below this level if you're going to enter into a short. Then after that, it continued moving up some more. We see the next arrow down here, which means currently we are looking to get long. So we find out the candle it matches up with, and we look 3 ticks above, and we find out this is our entry point. However, as you can see, this is not triggered and taken us long. However, now you see we have a red candle, so we are looking short instead. So now you come to the bottom of this candle, look 3 ticks below, and this is the area we're looking to get short at. As you can see down here, we've got additional red arrows now. However, those will not change our entry point. Now if you look up here, you can see that we have entered into a sideways moving range, and we now have a green arrow. So we're going to look, instead of above the top of this candle, we're going to make sure we're at least a couple ticks above this whole channel. So we're going to be looking from up here. Now we're still going to be looking at this back here because of the channel we're in. We're going to be watching this as well as this. And as it moves up, we get up, we don't quite get taken. Doesn't get high enough. And then we move down. Finally here, we get triggered short. And then it continues moving down for a 5.5 point trade. Now, if we had not adjusted our long entry to above the range and instead gone here, we would have been triggered, gone barely a point up, and then it would have moved 3 points against us before we ended up triggering this short, which ended up working out nicely for us. So just a quick recap here at the end. The first thing you do is wait for this box to turn green on one of the markets you're watching. Then, when an arrow appears, you look at the candle it matches up with, and you either go 3 ticks below if it's short, or 3 ticks above if it's long. And keep in mind these areas and levels we were mentioning, so you can adjust it if you need. I hope this helps you figure out how to make use of this system.